Hey guys. So, did you ever know a person who made you feel like you need to, um, you know, give in to their demands? How they feel that you should be performing in in your relationship, towards them. Uh, they have a law of their own, or they have a certain way that they find to be moral, and you are demanded to fulfill their needs in those ways. I mean, it's absolutely sickening. Um, and they make you feel like the whole reason that you're on this earth is to make them feel cared for. And if you don't appreciate them enough, the way they feel they've been appreciated enough, the way they've been thanked enough, um, if you don't make them feel like you care about them enough, the way that they think you should, then, karma's gonna get you. Uh, you're gonna get your payback for what you've done to them. Um, wow. I would only hope that I would not be one of those people who place those types of demands on others or, on my own children. I don't know, maybe parents tend to do that type of thing. Not that I'm, above the person or I'm better than them, but, to make somebody feel like, it's all about you and how you're being treated or not being treated, or not being loved by them. I mean, that's pretty dysfunctional, I think. And so, like, do you have anybody like that in your life? And, you know, the thing is that you feel like if you're honest with them and you tell them, well, the reason I don't want to talk to you or care about you is like because I don't care about you. Uh, I don't really like you. I don't like how you make me feel. Um, when you say things like that to this type of person, they don't even care. Like, it doesn't even sink in what you're saying. All they hear is how you have hurt them so much. Like, you're trying to tell them why you don't want to talk to them because they're psycho, pretty much. Not that you would say it like that, but um, all they would hear, all they would come back and say, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're talking to me like this. I can't believe you're disrespecting me like this." They wouldn't take a minute just to say, "Hmm, well, you know what? I had no idea that you didn't want to talk to me because I made you feel like that, or I'm putting demands on you and things like that." They wouldn't take a minute to say that because it's never about you. It's always about them. It's always about how you're not doing enough for them. You're not performing good enough for them. So, um, yeah, I think that's all I want to say, but I still find the best way is to ignore because, I feel like I've tried to say how I feel, and like I said, they only interpret that as you now continuously continuing to hurt them. Um, if you tell them the truth about how you think they are towards you, if they say like, I think you're very rude towards me, I don't like the way that you talk to me. They don't, it doesn't go through. They just take that as you're disrespecting them. So, yeah, they don't take a minute to, I don't know if they do much self-reflection, those people. What are you going to do? You could either, I guess one could either play along and say, just continue to try to be nice to them, even though they're a psycho, or you could just ignore them, which, sucks too. Like, kind of like every option sucks. And then, or when they put out the invitation to fight, you know, for a response, they want to draw a response out of you. If you respond, they're just going to keep on going. Like, it seems like there's not going to be a resolution unless, some type of supernatural healing takes place. I think that people who demand that others, perform for them, I think they need God. They need to feel God's love and God's presence. And, to realize that other people were not made for them and to perform the way that they want. And I guess in order to realize that, they have to realize that God is unconditionally in love with them, and that He is not putting a heavy yoke and burden on them. It's probably because of their own distortion and their own moral code that they put heavy yokes on other people by using guilt trips to get their way. They obviously don't feel loved enough, and it's like an empty vacuum, because no matter how much you try to perform to meet their requirement, tomorrow is a different day. You're gonna do something wrong. You're gonna trip up, and they're gonna tell you off, and they're gonna hurt you. And it would be nice to be strong enough to be like, well, you can hurt me, it's fine, uh, but I'm not really there yet, and to me it's not worth it to feel emotional pain from someone else. Just, it's a lot, definitely something that requires a lot of God's influence and God's strength, and God's love. He has the love that's strong enough. But mainly, I think those people need to experience God's love. They need to be set free from the yokes that they have in their own lives. So, I just wanted to share that. It could be hard dealing with a manipulative person, and it's so difficult that you just want to give up and never talk to them again in your whole entire life. But, when they're family members, that's kind of impossible. You don't have to talk to them all the time, but, there's going to be maybe some interaction sometime. But, yeah, I guess all you can do is just pray for God's wisdom, God's grace, God's love in the situation, and pray for the person that, they be set free from their own delusions that torment them.